Welcome back to Tsubasa Reservoir Chronicle and Review Part 9. This time I'm viewing the two OVA miniseries that came right after the conclusion of Season 2. First up is the first miniseries, which was 3 episodes, Tokyo Revelations. Yep, this 3 episode little miniseries picks up right where episode 42 left off in the main anime. With the Sharon gang, with Sharon getting a little slice injury, this happened back in episode 42, and they arrive in Tokyo. Excuse me. Though the place is in ruins. Yep. Oh, the whole Revelations thing? Yeah, they get a couple developments here. Yes. One is something that was a couple characters mentioned way back in season 1. Yep. That's not a joke. They seriously follow up with this. Yeah. With bringing two actual characters from a couple of the series by the creators of the series, Clamp, the Vampire Twins. Yep. And for like guys, yeah, these guys are the actual real deal. Oh, before I continue, for some reason the Funimation website only has just the two miniseries. They don't have the 2 seasons of the show, and apparently they don't have the film. Either one, they ran out of the license thing, or two, that they just didn't care to put the damn thing up. Yeah, we have Subaru and Kamari, who are from the series Tokyo Babylon. Yes, Tokyo Babylon, which was later followed up with X. Yeah, it's something though. They actually have these two characters actually appear in Tsubasa Reservoir Chronicle in a miniseries. Yep, with a guy named Shiro looking for them. Yeah, and in case you're wondering, does Shiro himself show up in this particular one? Not really. No. He does show up in the following miniseries. Oh yes, he does. He certainly does. His brother shows up. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, his brother, which I didn't know he even had a brother. There's no mention at all. Yeah. Tokyo is in ruins. The reason is apparently 15 years prior in this world's timeline, apparently acid rain came from place. They don't really explain what the heck this is. And of course, that the world got the way it is because of acid rain. Unknown if it was like atomic bomb per se, but it's completely unknown. They don't really go into it very much in this 3-parter. Yep. And they also have people fighting over water. Yeah, I'm like, wasn't this also a plot thread they used for Mad Max Fury Road? Yes, but this came out before Mad Max Fury Road, so I'll let that slide. This particular 3-parter came out, it was like 2008. Yeah, 2008. Yeah. And there's some interesting things happens in this 3-parter. Like we also have the other Sharon who breaks out of his containment, who has been in that place since like the first season. Yeah, and it turns out that then he goes to visit Yokito. Now there is definitely a mirror. There's a flip side to this particular scene, done in a miniseries in the first miniseries for. Actually, it was done for the second season of Triple X Holic, where the other Sharon shows up, and then like there's an episode I'll talk about in a minute for the second miniseries where it mirrors something happened in the first miniseries for Triple X Holic. So he goes to this world, and it's revealed that the Sharon that we've been following since the start of the series, the one that looks perfectly fine, wasn't an eye patch, turns out he's actually not the actual Sharon. Nope, he is a clone. Yeah, and the eye patch guy, he's the actual one. Oh yeah, and he steals the guy's eye. I'm like, why steal the eye for? It turns out that's actually part of his soul. Yep. And plus, there's a connection to watch everything, which like, yeah, that's typical Clamp. Yeah, this is a plot thread they actually used in. They also use this plot thread, someone's eye transforms somebody else and see from the person's eye in someone else's head. Yeah, this is actually a plot thread they actually use in Triple X Holic for the main character of the series. Yeah, the only difference is it's not exactly the two characters are copies. It's two completely different characters. Yeah, oh, and by the way, does Sharon's wound get healed by the end of this one? Yeah, it does. Also, Sakura remains unconscious of this almost the whole thing. And then they go underwater and they have a they discover like under there's another Sakura underneath there, and like then reveal these the Shiro is one of the vampires, one that Sharon's foreign master was looking for. Yeah, as for why he was looking for these two, it's kind of explained these two did cause some destruction. It's not thoroughly explained. Yeah, it's something that these two are the now here's the thing. Like with the character Triple X Holic, Tokyo Babylon is the only series who actually have one of like three series of actual characters show up in Triple X Holic. Yep, and then we have like the ward disappear there as when they reveal the whole thing, and of course like Kakuna has their vampire twin, and then the fake Sharon just turns evil, and oh yeah, and it's revealed that the crest that the real Sharon's wearing, yeah, it's the same crest as the guy behind the master behind this whole entire series. Yeah, and of course the real Sharon tells Kuriko, he says, "Yeah, this is the crest of the man who murdered from the man who murdered your mother." Yeah. Of course, it's probably only clothes he had at this point. Yep. Oh yeah, and it turns out though that the woman who hangs out with the main villain of the series, yeah, she's a creation of his. Not like a robot per se, more like a something experiment he made that just has been turned to be a beautiful woman. Yeah. And she sends him to Yuko, who sends him to Tokyo. After the fake Sharon leaves, they have Sakura wakes up from a coma she's been in ever since she got her feather, and she goes to retrieve this egg for Ryuko. And on the way back, she runs into a illusion of Sakura Kinomoto from Cardcaptor Sakura. Yeah, it's her outfit from the original series. Her school uniform, which I'm like, Sakura for Cardcaptor Sakura? Wow, this was something. Even though it's just an illusion, but it's great to see the character in another series. Yeah, the third series I've seen this character pop up in. Yep, gets the device back, gives to Yuko. Yuko gives these bunch of mini little devices. Yeah, as where they got these things from, it's implied they got these things from Puffle. They don't really explain where they got these from. Yeah, but then they go off from there, world, look for more feathers, and that's it ends. Tokyo Revelations is a really good. That just highlights basically what happens in that particular mini series. It's good. It's well paced, but not the case with the following one, Spring Thunder, where we begin with an aftermath of battle. Yeah, it's kind of like this particular miniseries skipped over like a whole bunch of story for this very story for some strange reason. I have no idea why in the world they did this for. Yeah, apparently they end up in Fry's world at some point, and they killed the king of the world. Yeah, Kiriko is the one who killed him. And they don't really explain what exactly happened here. Unless you read the manga, you're probably like, what the heck is going on? Like, even I was watching, I was like, what the heck is this beginning story? Did we miss something? Apparently the animators didn't really care. And then, like, he gets, like, sent to another world, and then Kuriko had to chop off his own arm in order to get Fry out of the place. Yeah, it's later revealed that was Princess Tomoyo. And they go to Kiriko's world. Yeah, first time it's been seen since the pilot episode. Yeah. We see the woman he actually had a thing for. And yeah, it's great to see this place. Sakura's in a coma most of the time. Yeah, and while she's in a coma, she visits Watanuki. Yep, another crossover with Triple X Holic. Yeah, if you want to see like what happened to her relations with the real Sharon, you want to see the flip side of the Triple X Holic. Watch the miniseries, the first one, where Watanuki had to go through a series of trials just to go to see Sakura. Yeah, and then like when they're in the world, then basically because what happened in the real world, that spills with here. Yeah, and here's the thing: what happens here. Shyron's master, his former master show is the one who actually came in the fight. He shows up. Of course, he saw Sakura's feather. They take out their swords. Yeah, and the real Shyron has this thing where he pulls a sword out of his hand. Now he also has this new move called Dragon Thunder. I'm like, okay, he didn't display this ability in Tokyo Revelations. He must have done it between this. Yeah, they don't really explain exactly where the heck he got this move from. Yeah. He bows him in another dimension because Princess Tomoyo's older sister does not want him to damage the castle, so they all agree, send him another dimension. And of course, Shiro agrees. Yeah, he agrees with this idea. He loves this idea of fighting Shiro in another dimension. They fight for a pretty good period of time, and then they get sucked to, well, Shiro gets sucked in another dimension, which ends up in the reality area where Sakura is, and then the fake Sharon shows up bloodied, wearing a completely different outfit. Yeah, there's no explanation for this at all. Also, how the heck did the guy even get there? At least Sharon had an explanation. He was selling Sakura's feather. The other Sharon never explained. Also, Watanuki is seen briefly here. Then they start fighting, and then Watanuki just disappears. They don't really explain in the episode what the heck happened to him. He just disappears. Never to be seen again. That's the last time you see him in the series. And then they spill the out to the real world with Sakura from that world. And it turns out, though, we have another revelation. The Sakura traveling with him the whole period of time since the pilot is a clone. Yep, not the real Sakura. And then it's revealed and then we have Sakura, well, her body taken by Dr. Kyle, making his second appearance as his debut arc. Yeah, where apparently he's working back with the main villain of the series. Yeah, somebody goes great because I'm not sure when the heck this happened. He takes Sakura to the villain. I think his name is... What is this guy's name? I keep forgetting his name here. His name is... Fei Wong. Yeah. Yeah. He has him. Oh yeah, he's asked about what happens to real Sakura. He said that she died after he cloned her. Okay, when the heck that happened? Yeah, they don't really explain much of anything with this one. And then they figure out that, okay, we need to figure out exactly where this guy is so we can stop this guy once and for all. Yuko reveals, thanks to a wish, he's in Cloud Country, but he's in a tiny fragment of time. That's basically where the guy is. And they have to go the Cloud Country to stop it. And and of course, before they leave, they pretty much put on their original outfits from the debut episode. And of course, the real Sharon is wearing the fake Sharon's outfit from the episode. And they go off to Cloud Country. And, well, he tells Tomoyo, says, I'll be back. And she also speaks his real name. It begins with Y. His name is, what is this guy's name here? His real name. Let's see. Because they only speak it in just this episode. They don't speak in any other episode of the series. Kurogene's real name You. Yo. It's Y-O-O with little lines. That's what his real name is. He's given his late father's sword. Apparently, it was supposed to be given to. It was a quest. It was his mother's dying wish that he get the sword, because his actual sword, with the same head, is with Yukito. With Yuko. And then they go off to Cloud Country. Yep, and that's the miniseries. Yes. Now, unlike, like I said, with Tokyo Revelations, this had good plot, good pacing, good animation, great storytelling, great development. Not in the case of Spring Thunder. It had great animation. That was the best thing about this thing. Along with the voice acting is fantastic. The weakness of this particular two-parter is the fact there's some pacing problems with this damn two-parter, and the fact it goes by way too quickly. Like, also, that there's like a bunch of stuff missing here. It's like I'm not sure why the studio who did this miniseries and Tokyo Relations is IG Production, which is the same people who did the film. Though they at least use not the style they used from that film. They actually use the style from the actual anime, which it's a bit darker in tone. The coloring is a bit darker than it was in the actual series, which is fine. I have no problem with that. But at least it looked very cool. I love it. I think it's great. Yeah, but you leave it off on a cliffhanger, which I think was quite stupid. And this two-parter aired back in 2011. Yeah, 2011. Yeah. Now this came out like now. This was like yes, this three-parter did air. This two-part aired in 2011. Yeah, I think it was like actually no, it was in Japan it aired in 2009. Here it aired 2011, but it was like almost a full. It was exactly 1 year after the previous miniseries left off. Yeah, but would I recommend this miniseries? Yes, but I kind of wish IG Production would have done a little bit more material here. It seems like the only thing they did with this series is just the film and the two OVA miniseries. That's all they did. They never did a third season for the show, which I'm like, why wouldn't they? That would have been great with what they didn't want to spend the money, so they just. Now, either one or two things might happen. Either one, their movie probably didn't sell too well. That's possible. If that was the case, why the heck the series could proceed by the same studio? That's a theory. Though here's the thing: when the first miniseries aired, uh, back in 2007, it was exactly 1 year after the first season ended. Well, second season ended. Yes. Now I'm not sure why the heck they did this for. Also for some strange reason. Now apparently they did this strange thing where here's the thing. I'm looking up the release dates for this thing. Okay, the first episode of the first miniseries, Tokyo Revelations, this aired on November 16th, 2007. Next episode didn't air until 2 months later, and then we have another 2 months basically for that. After that, we have 2 months and then 2 months. It's like, okay, why couldn't they just make this a full blown season? Yeah, it's kind of bizarre the fact that IG Production did this. I mean, come on, two OVA miniseries? What's the matter? You couldn't like do a little bit more? You couldn't do another season for the show? You couldn't spend the money to do it? Yeah, I don't blame Funimation for what happened with with these two miniseries. No, they're not the problem. It's IG Production, and it's kind of strange though. Okay, B Studio did the first season for the show, and then for some strange reason they had a different studio do the two OVA miniseries. The animation is fine. I have no problem with the animation. It looks fantastic. But as far as I know, there's been like no explained reason of why the heck that when they aired it the way they did. hmm Yeah, yeah, it's particularly weird where they did these two miniseries. But I kind of wish IT Production would basically revive the series and do a full blown season. Like maybe they can do a season that takes place between the two miniseries and have like a second season cover like what happened between like the aftermath. Like have it end just prior to the start of the second miniseries and have like another like thing with it where it kind of fills in the gap of when they arrived in Kurogene's world and then deal with the final arc of the series. That's what I would suggest they do with the series, but that's basically my opinion when it comes to this particular series. Final thoughts on this particular series. Tsubasa Reservoir Chronicle is a really good series. It's fantastic. Unlike in the case of Triple X Holic, Funimation did dub this entire series. They dubbed the entire thing. But for some strange reason, they only released, like, on the website itself, And I don't really know why they did this for. Excuse me, but they only just released the 5 episode series, the 2 miniseries on the website. hmm Yeah, I don't really know why they did this for, but they did. I mean, it's particularly very weird. I was able to watch the 2 seasons for the show, plus, of course, the film, thanks to another website I normally use. I'm not going to name it because I don't want the site to get shut down. But yeah, not much else to say about this particular series. It's good. It's just that you follow this series really well up until you get to the last two, the last thing they do for the series, which is until you get to Spring Thunder, everything is going fantastic. Yep. So yeah, that's it for this particular review. Yeah, in the case of doing anything else with Tsubasa Reservoir Chronicle, I'm probably not gonna do anything else with it. I mean, I've already read the 2 manga series, the sequel series, and they're only releasing 19 chapters. Yeah, I have no idea why the heck they did that for, but they did. It's great. Still, like if you got a chance to reprise a role as Yokito, and of course Tadabakorn as Watanuki. The only problem is with these 2 reprisals, Yuko appeared a heck of a lot more. Mostly she's reduced to very small roles there as well because it's not her series. I get that, but Watanuki, okay, he appears for the first 2 episodes of the series, and he doesn't appear in the series whenever Yuko shows up until like Tokyo Relations for a brief scene, and he appears briefly in the second miniseries. I'm like, really? That's it? That's all you have for the main character of Triple X. I mean, heck, you give screen time to the main characters of Tokyo Babylon, but not Watsuki? Yeah. How, like, I don't know how Hapicorn felt about this character because I did not speak to him about this particular character. It's not something I probably would have discussed this character with him, but as far as I know, this is a character he probably does. Either he doesn't want to talk about Noki, but if I get a chance to see him again at whatever comic I go to, I'm going to ask about this character. How did he feel about voicing this particular character? Yeah. Otherwise, so that's particularly it for this particular video. My next review I'm going to do is a movie review on the very first X-Men film released. Yeah, you get my thoughts on this film next. Okay, but see you next video. Bye.